Debt is out of control in this country, but there's one thing right now they're not telling you. And let me back up and sort of explain this. You know, if you hear national debt, that's out of control. There's almost $36 trillion in the deficit right now. It's higher than it's ever been. There's almost $17 trillion in outstanding consumer debt. That's higher than it's ever been. And so when people hear both of these things, they start to think this isn't good. And if we're honest, they are right. And by the way, you know, I think you're going to hear a lot more about the national debt in the coming year because it's such a crisis right now. And that's regardless of which political party you're affiliated with. I think the national debt's going to be more and more important. But let's talk about consumer debt for just a minute and how it is impacting housing right now. So let me back up. I mentioned this before. There's about $17 trillion in consumer debt right now in this country. And that's everything from home equity lines to credit cards to student loans. Oh, by the way, that includes mortgage debt, which is higher than it's ever been before. And if you want to write this down, there's about $13 trillion in outstanding mortgage debt in this country. It makes up about 75% of consumer debt, both higher than they've ever been before. So when people hear that, then certainly they get scared about the future of the housing market. Oh, by the way, talk of the economy and maybe the economy faltering and, you know, home prices just rose over the last several years to an outrageous sort of amount. And all of this feels like it's a recipe for disaster. You know, and I think if we're not talking to people about this, we're missing out, because here is what people fail to recognize. There's a little over $35 trillion in home equity right now, considerably higher than it's ever been before. You know, back in the financial crisis of 2008, the housing crisis, there was more mortgage debt than there was equity. And today we are the exact opposite of that, and more equity than we've ever had in homes before. So it's very, very strong. So my question right now is, who do you want to be in all of this? Do you want to be the agent that can explain what's happening? Or do you want to be the agent that's caught off guard with the questions that you get? You know, there's no doubt right now that we live in a time where people can access information on anything, but don't forget who you are. You have an ability to be able to guide clients forward, and the agents that understand that knowledge is power will win in the market. So my question is, what impact do you want to make?